Hello, everyone. Welcome inside the Red Earth Production Studios for this edition of YBMcast, powered by Game 7 Baseball, Game7Baseball.com. There it is. From the man himself, he is the .com.
I learned quickly.
Dave Penning joining us today. We've got some Game 7 Baseball tournament wrap-up. We got 5 different venues from around the state that we're going to get into. But first, I just want to make sure if you're still looking for some tournament, if you miss one because we've had some rain, make sure you get yourself, if you're there, contact the guys. There's plenty of venues and times left. We're looking forward to, we're going to be out this coming weekend for the Cinco de Mayo. We'll be out Armed Forces Day Classic. We've got the Midland Invitational. We're adding the Cup Championship because we missed. We've added, the brain just quit working. That's usually the way it works.
We're getting old.
So, but we've added some. We'll put those out those are coming up. So hopefully the weather will cooperate at this point and we'll have some fun. But we're going to get into, Dave, how you doing?
Doing great, Brian. Thanks for having me in again. And just to piggyback off what you just said, a lot of them are, some age groups are sold out. However, don't be discouraged. I would highly recommend putting your name on the wait list if you already have an account. It doesn't cost you to do anything. It's not going to make you pay. It will prompt you to the wait list. And there are teams that have some things come up and have to back out, and we will put you in that tournament. It'll put you in as soon as one's removed, and you will get an alerted email saying that you've been added from the wait list.
And that's true. I was looking at next week because looking at teams, we always try to get ahead of things. And the Cinco de Mayo here, all age groups are sold out.
Yeah, the popular tournament.
That's crazy. But that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to cover a lot. We love being out there. We got the trivia. We're going to have the trivia. We'll have interviews. We'll have live spots because Dave's going to be down. You guys are at Lake of the Ozarks again, right?
Correct.
And Ballparks National. We'll get up hopefully with Darren Dodd up at Q-Town, see what's going on up there. We're looking to have some fun with this and keep just everybody, the interviews, what I look forward to, talking to the coaches, talking to the players. And we just really haven't got into that yet this year. And so I feel like it's just like, man, where are the kids?
Not for lack of trying, is it?
No.
I talked to my site director, Nick, out there last time you were at Oz. He said, I feel sorry for the Frenches. They were out there, and, man, a storm came up really quick, and he's trying to hold the tent down and get his cameras and keep them dry. So,
yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It happens. Because we want to. It's fun. It's just an enjoyable time. It's part of what we do. It's Youth Baseball Midwest, and it was going to be a beautiful day.
Started out to be.
So, but that happens. That's the nature of it. But we'll give it the old college try one more time.
So we opened up in 2019, and basically there was a void in the area. I mean, we saw that there was an opportunity to have a retail store where people could come in and actually touch and feel the tangible object that they're buying.
we're going to take a look. We're going to start over in St. Genevieve, the Rivertown Ring and Bling Series, a 10U, 5 teams in that venue. The semifinals, the Young Bucks were the number 1 seed. That team's doing very well down there.
Yes,
I think it's a Festus group, isn't it?
Yeah, from that group. He this is younger sibling. He had older sibling that came through the Game 7 ranks. So generally, that's how it happens. The younger brothers learn from the older brothers, and they come in and they already got a couple steps ahead of the competition, so to speak, because they've been watching older brother play.
This was a good group. I mean, the first bracket, 11-9, the U.S. Nationals over the Missouri Bulls. The Young Bucks beat the U.S. Nationals 7-6 in that one semifinal. The River Dogs beat the Midwest Thunder 5-4, and the championship game was a 10-9 win by the Young Bucks. All one-run games. That's some good baseball right there.
Yeah, good bracket down there, and nice little market down there in southeast Missouri. Get some teams from Jackson and stuff, and we'll get into this here. We had one in Perryville as well. I think you got queued up right there.
Absolutely. There was 3 age groups, Dave, 9U, 12U, 13U. The 9U, we had the Midwest Thunder. 9U beat the Golden Glove 14-4 in the championship there. There was 4 teams in that bracket there. 12U AA. He had 5 teams in there. Randolph County Redbirds. See, that's a first. I've never heard of that. I love that. This is some of the stuff I like seeing. SEMO natives. I love that. That's good stuff, man. And the first semifinal, the Randolph County Redbirds were the number 1 seed, but they lost to the Southern Illinois Prospects 3-2. And the SEMO natives beat the Midwest Thunder 9-6 and took the championship 14-1. The SEMO natives. The natives were getting restless.
Sounds like it.
I couldn't help it.
Teed it up for you.
So that's so I love seeing these new squads. Hopefully they'll be, we'll see them a little bit more out of, oh my gosh, Puxico?
Sure, we'll go with it.
Puxico. I didn't even know there was a Puxico, Missouri,
Well,
man.
now we do.
Yeah, we do. Wow, Dave. 13U down in Perryville. There were 6 teams. Good field. SEMO Diamond Dogs were the number 1 seed, followed by the Bottom Seam Aces in the number 2 seed. And the SEMO Diamond Dogs lost to the SEMO Strikers 5-3 in the first semifinal, while the Bottom Seam Aces, both top seeds, go down in the semifinals to the Show Me Bulls 9-3, and the SEMO Strikers come out on top 8-4 in the gold bracket of that championship. There you go. So that's down in Perryville. Perryville, isn't that the Farmington area?
Yeah, down south. And then, like I alluded to earlier, there's a lot of good teams that come over from the Cape area, SEMO area. That's good to see under the Game 7 brand there.
Absolutely. And that's, I think, getting more and more of that. You're seeing a lot of, I think, those, what we would call independent teams, and you're seeing a lot of those smaller town teams in that respect. I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks to Mark and Nick down there in St. John and Perryville for putting those on and giving those people a place to play, because a lot of people come travel time they don't have it in their budget to travel every weekend, so we wanted to bring our product and our brand down to them. So kudos to those guys for hosting Game 7 down there. Thanks, Mark and Nick.
Very good. Love that stuff. Gem City, the Gem City Invitational on the turf, 10U and 14U. This is a big bracket here, Dave. 10 teams in this 10U AA. Had 3 teams go 2-0 in pool play. The Land Sharks, gotta love that. Midland Bandits, Coach Haynes' squad. We've seen him around here. And the Gem City Bombers. Didn't we? That's Rick's group, right?
Yes, correct. We did a spotlight on them.
Absolutely. So the Gem City Bombers were in there, 3 and 4 seeds. So we got down here. We had a 10U, we had a gold and a silver bracket here in this one, folks. So the top seed Land Sharks in the first semifinal beat the Gem City Bombers 10U Blue 6-5. And the Midland Bandits, Coach Haynes' squad, beat the Gem City Bombers Red 10-9. Two good games. Land Sharks come out on top. Of course they would. It's a shark, right? Even if it's a land shark. Beat the Midland Bandits 10-2 for the gold bracket championship. I gotta love that land shark.
I don't know if it was the 10U or the other bracket, but they Quincy, they did get some bad weather late on Saturday, so they were forced to finish pool play on Sunday, which is kind of makes for a monotonous, crazy day. But thanks, folks, for hanging in there with us, and Darren did a good job on getting it all in. It's just we had to finish that last pool game on Sunday morning. So
yeah, I don't know. There's not a champion here, so I don't know if it got in or not for this silver bracket, Dave. It's just the semifinals. So sorry about that. It's maybe it got too late for.
Yeah, made it possibly because we had to push back the pool play into Sunday, so that may have been the factor. I can check up on that with Darren.
But the four teams there, the F-Town Express 8-1 over the Mudcats, and the Nemo Riverbats 13-1 over the Horned Frogs in the silver bracket. So moving on to the 14U, 7 teams, Central Illinois Seams. Team Mascuda, Wow Factor, Gordon, and the Central Illinois Swing were the top four seeds. The top 3 going 2-0 in pool play. Central Illinois Seam 8-6 over the Nemo Sluggers. Wow, they did slug their way into the semifinals. They won 21-8 over the Central Illinois.
Held up to their name, didn't they?
Yes, they did. But they fell to the Seams 8-6. Quincy Patriots fell to the Wow Factor 13-3 in the second semifinal, and the championship goes to the Central Illinois Seams 11-3 over the Wow Factor. Congrats on that 14U championship, guys. I like that up there. Every week we're seeing some really good teams. These brackets are growing. So Darren's doing a great job up there.
He's doing a really good job. And I told him, be patient. It's Rome wasn't built in a day. You'll get bigger and better every year, which he has. His numbers have increased every year, and he's doing nothing but doing a flourishing job up there, and we appreciate him.
So here on the old BMAC turf in Bridgeton, we had four groups, 9U, 12U, and 2 14U groups. I'll spit it out in a minute, Dave.
You got it. I'm with you. We split them up between BMAC and CNH.
Which you kind of have to because of field space, right?
Correct. The 60-90 field space is at a minimum, so that's. We had 14U AAA over at CNH and AA over at BMAC.
They don't let you, and I understand why. That the one field, the big field there at BMAC, they hold that for the grass infield one.
We knew that coming into our contract every year that's off limits. They use that for, it's limited to 2 games a day or night, and we know that coming into our contract, so. It's unavailable for us to use. It's a shame, but it's a really nice field.
Well, and you understand why they do it, right?
Oh, of course.
Because it's just what it is. Just the wear and tear, I think, is, and with grass infield and stuff. So it is a nice field, though. Really nice. Yeah, I think some of the high school teams have played on it, and so they have some venues going that way. 9U, 9U had 9 teams. The Under Armour St. Louis Prospects, top seed in the St. Louis Naturals, Coach Kramer's squad. St. Louis Naturals and the Rawlings Tigers finish out the top 4 seeds. Pretty tough bracket in there. We had a tie in there as well in pool play at the 9U level. We had a championship bracket and finished off with the semifinals. The Under Armour Prospects 14-9 over the St. Louis Fire, and the St. Louis Hammers, the lower seeds, getting into the lower seed in the second bracket, takes down the St. Louis Naturals 11-7. but falls to the Prospects 16-7 in the championship. So the St. Louis Hammers, I'm not familiar with them. It's the first time I've seen the Hammers out of St. Louis. Dave Kenworthy.
And at the Prospects is Post, correct?
That's 9U.
Yeah.
It didn't say. I think so. Yep, Nick Post.
Yeah, there's another example of the younger siblings following.
Yes, they had the 14U Post, and
yeah, there you go.
That's a pretty good disparity there too. So I love seeing this. The St. Louis Fire out of Barnhart, Missouri. Matt Budwell. It's a single A team, registered that way. St. Louis Fire, Barnhart. Where do you you familiar with Barnhart?
Yeah, they're down. It's that's part of the St. Louis Fire organization down there in like Imperial, Barnhart area.
Okay, all right.
Jim Meyer.
Very good. Love to see that stuff. And some of these teams, the St. Louis Bucks out of St. Peters, Missouri, Perry Cowling, another single A team. I like that, man, seeing some of these teams that we haven't seen before.
I tell you, the Nines are doing a really good job this year transitioning out of the 8U machine pitch. It's pretty good. Usually it's ball 15, ball 20, but they're doing a really good job. I watched a few games out there at BMAC, and the kids were really putting a bat on the ball and making some plays, too. It's quite impressive.
Very good. Love to see that stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A little talent level, right?
That's right.
There you go. 12U, I'm sorry, the Battle of the Bats. This is what we were at, the Battle of the Bats. 12U, 6 teams, the Extreme BSC, St. Jen River Dogs, U.S. Nationals, and the Battle Dragons. Oh, that's Tim's squad there.
Yeah, you had
Tim
him on the show.
Yeah, we had Tim on the show. He's going to be out at the Cinco de Mayo, and we've been talking. Look forward to seeing Tim. Love these independent squads there like that. He was the 4 seed. This was played out at CNH. So the bracket goes this way. Semifinal, Extreme BSC 17-12 over the Midwest Rebels, and St. Genevieve River Dogs over the U.S. Nationals. 15-2, championship goes to the Extreme BSC over St. Gen 9-7. Extreme BSC.
Collinsville.
Hold on. Okay. So is that a club up there?
Correct.
Okay. I wasn't familiar with that one.
Yeah, they're pretty big. They also have softball group over there in Collinsville, Illinois, purple and gray.
Okay,
You've
I know
seen
that.
before.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yep. Okay. 14U AA, 9 teams. Geneseo, Junior Leafs.
We'll go with it.
It's Geneseo. Geneseo Junior Leafs. Now, there you go, man. Out of Geneseo, Illinois. I'm going with it. Rob Galloway, the Junior Leafs. That's got to be a high school, I would imagine.
Another new team to Game 7. Appreciate them coming down. So
very good. I love to see that stuff. That's awesome. St. Louis Naturals, Southern Illinois Smoke, and the TBSA out of Springfield, Illinois. Rounds out your top 4 seeds for this bracket. And the Leafs, the Junior Leafs, fall to the Rawlings Tigers 7-1 in the first semifinal. And wow, the Southern Illinois Smoke smoked the Naturals. I'm sorry, I don't mean that rude. It just did. It was 16-0 in that semifinal. And that's where you understand, I think, when you see some of these scores, especially at the 14U, depth in pitching makes a huge difference.
Well, look at the Naturals. They did well up until that game. You know, it happens. You know?
Right.
Things happen. One bad inning, one bad error turns into a landslide. But
and that's when I've talked about this, Dave. And 14U, and I maybe you guys think about this, but you see this a lot. In the younger ages, 9, 10, 11, 12, you might have 10, 11 kids on a team, and you're hoping that you have at least 3 or 4 kids that can pitch, and then you have, the rest of them are arms. You want them just to throw up around the plate, right?
Yeah, but baseball is a game of momentum, and that you get that momentum on your side, brother. It's hard to stop.
It is.
So it's definitely a team effort, team sport for sure.
That's why I like to see, at the 14U level, I would love to see more opportunities for kids with a little bigger rosters, for pitchers, picking up pitchers and things of that nature. I just think because I think when I see some of this time stuff, especially late in a tournament, in that semifinal, who's going to throw, right? And I think that's where, and you said, momentum, you get that, and you might get a guy that's one of those guys that's around the plate, but one gets a hit, the next guy, and then it's.
You typically see that the following year at 15U when they go step up to like pitcher only positions and whatnot, but for 14 is usually the last year for that.
There you go. So the Southern Illinois Smoke take the 14U AA championship out at BMAC 9-7 over the Rawlings Tigers. Nice championship game there, finishing out that. And then in the 14U AAA, had 4 teams out at C&H on 1. St. Jen River Dogs, the St. Louis Prospects Black, Missouri Redhawks, and the St. Louis Prospects Coach Post squad. Championship game goes to the Prospects Black 11-4 over the River Dogs. That is Brian Boughton out of Cottleville. Pretty good squad there, huh?
They got some hitters, I'll tell you that.
Put the bat on the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they scored some runs here. Their run differential was 12, and their runs against 10. So that was the low. No, that was the St. Jen River Dogs. They had 11, and their run differential was 2. There was a lot of good games here. There was a 6-1 game, a 2-1, 8-2, 10-2, 8-7. So I mean, nobody's just running away from each other. Had one that kind of got away from the Redhawks there.
Well, the good thing about that is a lot of people say, oh, man, only 4 teams. I love the 4 teams because you play 3 different opponents, and then the 1 versus the 2 go to play for the championship. So a lot of times you get into these, and we don't cookie-cut our brackets. A lot of the coaches do pay attention to it. You alluded to the fact that some of the lower seeds advanced in the bracket there, Brian, and I saw it myself down in Branson, and Dave did this weekend too. Coaches got to pay attention to the bracket. All teams do not advance. Some do in some brackets, some do not in others. We had a case at the Ozarks in Branson, Missouri last weekend where the 7 and 8 teams battled in the championship, seeds that wise, so.
There you go. And I think, we're into Branson now, spring champions down there on the turf. You had 2 10U divisions, 11U, 12, and 13U. And talk a little bit about what you saw down there. You're seeing, I love the fact that you're getting to see those teams coming up out of Northwest Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and coming over there and playing in those venues, Dave.
That's a really good mix of teams. And Mr. Schmidt was down there this weekend, and 2 weekends back-to-back, the 12U bracket was just loaded. I mean, it was phenomenal baseball. and once again, it proved to itself this past weekend down there. Dave said it was a really tough bracket, that 12U.
Well, when you look at the semifinals here, the Rough Riders versus the Yellow Jackets, and I know that's from Lebanon, those Yellow Jackets there. That's, I think, a high school feeder program there. Rough Riders win 6-4. And then NBC, Burke wins 5-3 over the Sticks. And I think the Sticks, that's
Arkansas.
Springfield, right?
Yes.
Or is that Arkansas?
That's in Arkansas.
Okay. And 11-10 championship game, Rough Riders squeak it by a run over NBC. So in the AA championship. And then in the 10U AAA, you had 6 teams there. Midwest Mavericks at the top of that, and Sticks 10U. Wharton, Bella Vista, Arkansas is the NBC, or no, excuse me. I'm going to go back and read it correctly. Sticks, 10U. So Webb City, out of Webb City, down there by Joplin. Hey, you do what you do, man. Legacy Buck.
God love you, Brian.
I love this stuff. Legacy Buck, Bentonville, Arkansas. I mean.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of Arkansas teams, and it's always down there. It's our fastest sellouts, because a couple things, because of the venue.
Sure.
And the teams that it draws,
Right.
You don't see There's a bunch of Arkansas teams, St. Louis teams, Kansas City teams, Nebraska, Oklahoma. It's a really good variety of teams.
I think it's fun because, when you're playing up here, you're playing a lot of the same. You're playing against the teams and I think it's great. I think that's learning how to scout a team. Who are you good against? Learning those types of things, and kids playing, and are you helping them understand? If you're playing the Rawlings Tigers, the St. Louis Naturals, the Gators, the Midland Bandits, those types of things, it's playing league. In a certain sense, you're seeing those teams on the weekend, and then you can go down here, and you're going to see some completely different teams and how you match up.
Sure, I mean it's just a great partnership with us and Ballparks of America and Ballparks National because we help each other out. That's what a partnership's all about, Because some of those teams come down there and get exposed to the Game 7 brand, and lo and behold, they're like, man, we really liked what you did.
Yeah,
everything was on time. Everything was well organized, so they come venture up to St. Louis and play us here. So it works out well.
So we've got here we go. Yeah, 10U AAA, there it is. First semifinal, 8-0 Midwest Mavericks over the Midwest Rebels. Webb City falls to the Sticks, 10U, and the championship goes to the Sticks out of Arkansas, 13-6 over the Midwest Mavericks. So then we're going to move on to 11U. That is Midwest, Marucci Midwest, the Capitals, top seed U.S. Midwestern Nationals, in the 2 seed. Oh, look at that. Coach Trout's squad, Midwest Rebels, traveled down. He's got a good squad there, that group there. 4-3, Marucci Midwest over the Nixa Baseball Club. That's another feeder program for the high school. And Nixa's got a very good high school program. They got their top 10 team in the state at the high school level. So you got
very good at the youth level as well.
Yes,
so
they
that,
are.
Apple tree theory.
There you go. U.S. Midwestern's National 9-3 over Trout's Midwest Rebels. And Marucci Midwest Capitals win the championship 12-6 over the U.S. Midwestern Nationals. So that's the 11U. 12U, the one Dave was talking about, 9 teams. There's the Vandals. I've seen them a few times in this out of Springfield, Overstreet squad there. The LS Sox, Lee Summit, coming down. Some good baseball up in that area as well. We had in number 1 seed, Marucci Midwest, drops the first semifinal 8-5 to the Lee Summit Sox. And Illinois Gators playing the Missouri Goats. Oh, my gosh. 11-8. You got to love that. The Missouri Goats, man. Jackson Moe, that's from up here.
Yeah, that's...
I love that.
Dave got to get his camera out and watch some of those games, and he said almost every one of them came down to the last inning. So
that's awesome. Championship goes to the Illinois Gators 9-4 over the Lee Summit Sox in the 12U division. And the last one here we got, Dave, is the 13U division, 9 teams. Top seed was the Marucci Midwest Capitals, the Raymore Rampage. I would say that's Kansas City, right? Yes. Kansas City area, Raymore. And the Missouri Brewers and the Missouri Angels. Is that the 417 club? No, that's
the
Kansas
Brewers
City.
Are from Kansas. That's Ronnie Esplin. He comes and plays us every year.
Very good. Very good.
Good guy.
Awesome. Redbirds baseball, Missouri Gators, NBC White, top tier out of Iowa. Very good. Midwest Rebels. That's a good truck down there. Top seed, Marucci Midwest falls to the Missouri Angels, 4-3 in a championship, or in this first semifinal. And the Raymore Rampage beat the Missouri Gators. Coach Keelis team, 8-0. And the Raymore Rampage take the championship, 7-4. It's good baseball.
Really good baseball.
And as you say, I love that venue. Hopefully we'll get down there maybe. And I heard Scott. He's left.
He's with the Springfield Cardinals now.
Is he really?
Yes.
Okay. So because he was the GM there.
Correct. He's the GM, and now Brad and Garrett have kind of stepped in and combined down to take over the reins of that. They're doing a great job with it. They were on premises when I was there last week, and Dave said they were there again this week. So
Very
appreciate their help.
Very good. Very good. All in all, another good weekend for Game 7 baseball, Dave.
Very good weekend. Lots of venues, and we got a good one coming up this weekend with the ever so popular Cinco de Mayo.
Are we going to break out the sombrero and the mustache?
If the wind don't blow it off.
Speaking some Spanish.
Yeah.
Got to brush up on your Spanish, Dave.
I might do it on my trip down there on Thursday.
Oh, mercy. You got to send pictures.
What's that? Talking to your phone and it translates it? I might do that.
Might have to do that.
Yeah.
Just, whatever. So points. People are piling up points. You got following the points winner. Talk about that a little bit. We're about midway. Close. Midway.
Yeah, right? I'm glad you referenced that because we are getting some history under our belt, and naturally our emails are getting blown up, and our phones were saying, "Hey, you need to look into this team." And yes, we do. People, we look into it, and people are getting phone calls saying, "Congratulations, you're doing very well in the AA market. It's time that we kick the tires and put you up to AAA and see how you do."
It's that time of year, isn't it?
It is, but we can't just do that with no history because there's a big turnover of teams during the year, and but for the most part, the coaches have been very, very good with it. Communicated and whatnot. So, it's getting that time of the year.
Absolutely. And World Series around the corner. It's starting to. It's getting big. We're going to be at the state championships. I'm hoping that we're going to come back out. I'm looking forward to the World Series actually finishing out what we did. I thought it was really fun. We had our game of the day that we had went live. Be out the skills competition again. Looking forward to that. Now, but the World Series is going to be at a different location this year, correct?
Yeah, correct. It'll be at Bridgeton, BMAC, and also we'll have an age group or two. It's either going to be 11s or 12 AA, maybe over at Edwardsville at Plummer Park.
Oh.
That decision is going to be made here within the next week or two.
Very good. So stay tuned for that. We'll keep up to date. We love Dave coming in. Update. Any other updates? Anything new happening on the horizon, Dave?
Oh, we're going to have, people are starting to get emails, an all-star game at the end of the year, so be on the lookout for that. That information is posted. It's going to be a neat venue. We're going to try to have a team Tennessee, a team Illinois, a team Kentucky, and a team Missouri.
Sweet.
Yeah. Very
good.
Couple that with a Cardinal game on a Friday night. Kids get to go parade around the field. For that, we'll have a skills competition, and that's in mid-July after our World Series.
All-star weekend.
Be there.
Dang.
Bring the cameras out. Make them famous.
We'll definitely make them famous. I'll make you famous. Yeah. How you doing? So, Dave Penning, folks. Dave, thanks for stopping in. Game7baseball.com. Get yourself, go check it out. Go look and see where you're at. The points are piling up there. Look at some other events. You got Illinois, Kentucky. Kentucky's coming up in June. The events will be starting in Kentucky. And Tennessee's rolling right along as they really are.
100-plus teams next week.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, all right, folks, that's doing it for our wrap-up show this week. Cinco de Mayo coming up. Make sure you're out. Come out and see us. We'll be at Ozzy's on Saturday and live streaming championship game also on Sunday. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Have a great day in the Lord. All you pitchers, what should pitchers do, Dave? You
throw strikes,
right? Exactly. Hitters,
dingers. Right, Mitch? That's right, baby.
We'll see y'all next time.